Hi there, time for another Commands and Colors Ancients game, and we are continuing with our third Serval War campaign, if you want. We have reached the year 71 BC. After the last one we did here, Mummius defeat in 72 BC. We have seen Crassus taking control of the Roman effort to crush Spartacus' revolt. So this has dragged on for a bit, and the Romans are probably getting a bit tired of it and wanted to put an end to it. And this is actually the last year of the rebellion, which will eventually see the end of the revolt and actually Spartacus killed eventually, but we are not there yet. However, Crassus has been following Spartacus' army, and I think Crassus actually have a pretty big army that is I think Spartacus is a bit afraid of meeting him actually in a combat, because I think, if I remember correctly, he got 6 legions assigned to him, and he also got 2 more from the previous consular armies that were fighting with Spartacus. So I think there's actually 8 legions engaged now in the campaign against Spartacus. So Spartacus has been then moving southwards again, and before this battle he has actually probably while retreating southwest actually, he's marching through Bruttium, and while marching towards Rhegium, he has started with negotiating with some Cilician or Cilician, if you want, pirates, because he has thought that he would try to get to Sicily, at least with a few thousand men, and he could maybe gather up more forces there and maybe start another rebellion over in Sicily. So he has negotiated with these pirates to ship them over the Strait of Messina and gain entrance to Sicily. So he has actually also paid a lot of money or gold or silver probably to these pirates, to these Cilician or Cilician pirates. He has paid upfront to get his troops over there. But as he reached Rhegium, which is the very tip of the Italian peninsula in the southwest towards Sicily, the pirates just sail away. They betray Spartacus, leaving him stranded there on the mainland. So that's a huge throwback for Spartacus, of course, putting more difficulties towards him, because now Crassus is closing in. He's hot on his heels, marching after him with these 8 legions, and making things even a bit more worse. I think about this point, both Crassus actually and Spartacus is learning that Pompey or Pompeius is coming back from his campaigns in Hispania, which we have seen a few battles from, if you remember, a few battles back. The Sertorius, his own rebellion against Rome over there. Anyway, so he's heading back with his legions, maybe not all of them, but at least a good few, and he's heading towards Italy. Also, I think there's some troops from the east sailing towards Italy as well to reinforce this effort to quell this rebellion. And of course, this worries Spartacus a lot. This is probably one reason why he wanted to get to Sicily as soon as possible. But not only that, it also worries Crassus a bit as well, because the the Roman leaders here were very competitive at this point of time. So he didn't want anyone else to get the glory from the victory of this campaign that he will eventually gain. So when he's learning that Pompeius is coming in, he wants to put an end to this. So he's a bit stressed as well. But I'm not really sure when the guys get, information about Pompeius is coming in, if it's already here or if it's a bit later. But for sure, in the coming battles, we will see both sides have the knowledge of that, and I want to put an end to this. But I think also at least Spartacus has learned about that, because when he gets betrayed by the pirates, not getting away from the Italian mainland, he's now trapped pretty much in Rhegium. The Romans also, by the way, the Romans have started building, which we are seeing here, fortified positions all along the tip of that, you could say the toe of the Italian boot, basically, right? So it says here in these historical background info here that they built a wall and ditch across the isthmus some 30 kilometers in length. So they are pretty much, digging in here and starting to besiege Spartacus down there. So Spartacus at these points tried to negotiate with Crassus. He did that already previously as well. Crassus has been very harsh, saying just no way. Spartacus is trying again. Crassus is again, he will not have anything of that, right? He senses victory here now. He has them trapped and he can just starve them out now, or he forced Spartacus to attack his fortified positions. It said here in the info that Spartacus is waiting and waiting, but he doesn't really have time on his side. Maybe he's hoping for some miracle to happen. Maybe he has some negotiations going on with other parts that could help him to sail away. Or I also read somewhere that he actually had a plan to build some rafts to get over the Strait of Messina over to Sicily, but those plans were kind of overthrown by the Romans, I believe. So it didn't happen, and Crassus will not negotiate with him. So eventually, when the supply started to come to an end, he's looking deep in his food barrels now to feed his people. He now needs to get out of there. So he's probably probing for weak points in the Roman lines, and it said here that the opportunity came one snowy night. So I believe this is in the winter time, and maybe, we are pretty long down south here, so I don't think snow is that common, but actually it seems it has been snowing this day. So maybe in the cover of the snow, or the snowfall, he could march up close to the Roman lines, and they attacked. So there were heavy fighting going on. Over here they attacked probably full front over here, and both sides taking a lot of casualties, but eventually the slave army with Spartacus managed to break through. But okay, both sides took very heavy losses, but it said that only, let's see what it says here, slave army crossed the ditch and breached the wall to gain his freedom, but casualties were still very heavy, and only about a third of Spartacus' men were able to escape. So huge losses for Spartacus to get through, but he actually went through. But it wasn't the end, of course. Crassus was again packing up his stuff and starting to follow him up northwards again. And as we've said, we know also Pompeius is coming from the north eventually. So that's the background story of this battle. I don't really know that much details. I don't know if there are any more detailed information available about it, but so I don't know the casualty numbers really here. But so let's look at the war council then for the battle. So we have the slave army with Spartacus in lead. Spartacus actually in the battle as he used to be. The slave army get 6 command cards and they will move first. The Roman army is led by Crassus. Now Marcus Licinius Crassus is not on in the battlefield this time. He's somewhere else. Probably the Romans are pretty spread out. I know they are covering 30 kilometers of a siege line here. So I don't know where Crassus is located actually in that line. And I don't really know where Spartacus did the breakthrough either, actually, to be honest. Anyway, so we have 2 Roman leaders, but none of them is Crassus. They got 5 command cards, will fight till 6 victory banners. Special rules. Okay, so slave foot unit that exits of the Roman side of the battlefield immediately counts as 1 victory banner. The unit is removed from play. So as you can see here, we have some slave units already in the woods here, close to the baseline. But unfortunately for Spartacus, these are cavalry. It's only counting foot units that exits the battlefield. Here we go. Second one, ditch, use broken ground tiles. Yep. A unit must stop when it enters a ditch hex and may not move further on that turn. A ditch hex has no other battle restrictions or effects. Units battle normally into or out of a ditch hex. A ditch hex does not block line of sight. So the ditch is here in front of the Roman ramparts. The only effect is if anybody moves into them, they need to stop. But there's no other effects. You fight normally and all that. Then we have Marius Legion's rules in effect. You can throw the pila. And then we have the I am Spartacus slave player rule in effect. Meaning if we play the I am Spartacus card for on the slave army side, we get 2 more dice, I believe. I don't think we have seen that happen yet. Let's see if we see that in this battle. That would be really cool, actually. So here we go then. Here we have the setup. As you can see, we have the ditches in front of the rampart there. And let's have a quick run through of the armies. Pretty big armies. So let's see. We start with the slave army, and we can also talk about some tactics while doing that. So here we have 3 light cavalry units. As said, they cannot exit the field. So, I mean, that would be really nice. You could already get 2 out in the first turn, so that would be really harsh, of course, towards the Romans. But, so 3 light cavalry here. And here, this is the only cavalry the slave army has. Then we have the main line attacking these ramparts. We have, in the front ranks, we have some slingers, auxilia, warrior unit. Then we got 3 medium heavies. These are the more disciplined units of the slave army. I mean, discipline was a problem in Spartacus' army. You know, it said that when they did this breakthrough and started to march northwards again, Spartacus had problems with holding together his force. Units could just break loose from the main army and attack Romans by themselves without orders from Spartacus and all that. So he had problems with keeping his guys together. And he has a big portion of Gauls in his army. So, probably they just didn't want to retreat. They wanted to fight probably and returned, attacked Romans and all that. So he couldn't really put on these big tactics in his battles, because he couldn't really trust his troops. But I guess these three guys represent some of the more core of his army that is really loyal to him and only takes orders from him, and trusted warriors. Anyway, we have more. Sorry, we can look at the backline as well. So we had two more warrior units back there on the right hand side of the Spartacus army. Then on his left, we have another leader, a nameless one, probably a Gaul. Probably these warriors are representing Gauls, could be. Then we have an auxilia unit and a light slinger also on that side. So for some tactics here, I was thinking a bit about it. We could do a frontal charge, of course. I mean, once again, we are pretty evenly matched with the Romans, so it would be, the side who gets the best cards and best dice result would win that, that kind of a tug of war. But I don't know if it's good to just trust that to happen. So here's something I was thinking of. We have these breakthrough rules that we can exit troops and get victory banners by that. And we have kind of a weak flank here on the Romans, this wooded area here, which they have not, or the slave army has taken control of it already with their light cavalry riding around here. So I was thinking, maybe if the cards allow us to, I will be aggressive on the initial turn, trying to take out this guy. I will actually attack with my light cavalry, going, making them not able to retreat, and then attack them with all I can. Hopefully I can get, like 3 units on my right-hand side or something. That would be really awesome. Or mounted troops or something. I will then do that, and then I will press forward here, trying to get a screen here to battle the Romans. Some, maybe the more trusted troops, heavier troops here. And then on this side, try to exit some troops in the back of the screen. Let's see if, that's not something you can do in a few turns. It will take a lot of time because we have heavier troops here, but we also have some lighter that could run faster for freedom. Of course, these woods will make us stop here and there, but still we could get maybe 1, 2, or 3 units out here, and that will be really great. And then maybe gain the other banners by fighting. If the cards doesn't allow us to do that, the second option is pretty much to attack. We should take control of the ramparts as soon as possible before the Romans can man them, really, and then try to push through. There's heavy, even if you get that first line of defenses here, these 4 camp hexes are tough. Good defensive line there, a second line, and then they also have the cavalry in the background. So that will be more a fighting win, not expecting to exit that much of our troops. More try to win by killing off Roman units. So that's the plan. And the Romans, of course, they could try to drift towards the left to take control of the woods, not allowing the slave army to exit there. But on the other hand, they cannot get too thin over here either, because we have a good bunch over there with let's call him the Gaul leader. He could then press forward here and run through on this flank instead. And so we need to keep some garrison here and holding the center as well, while trying to hold the wooded area. We could set in some cavalry here as the Roman. So while speaking of the Roman tactics, let's see what they have. So they have some guards up in the ramparts, of course. We have 2 bow units on the flanks. Then we have auxilia in the center. Then we have the main line. They are camping now. You have 6 units of legionaries camping in the fortified camps down here. Then we have some cavalry. We have 2 light cavalry, and we have 2 medium heavy, along with a no-name leader here. So that's it. I could send some cavalry here to hold this ground while waiting maybe for infantry reinforcements if needed. But otherwise, as a Roman player, I pretty much need to wait and see what the slave army does and react to that. But we could start moving a bit forward, trying to man those defenses, because we fight much better here. Of course, we can ignore that. I mean, that could be crucial, you know, to ignore the one of these, and we don't retreat that easy from those ramparts. So I think we should get up there. So with that said, I think we're ready for turn 1, and let's check what Spartacus actually have in his slot A and B then. So we have an outflanked, we have a counterattack, and we have a line command. Okay, a line command would be really nice for the second plan, you know, to try to get these guys before the Romans can man the ramparts. I mean, we could move the whole army one step forward, and that's tempting. The outflanked, we could actually do the original plan, attacking and maybe getting this guy. That would be really, really nice. But of course, we need to roll first and see what card we actually can play. So let's do that. Okay, so that's a tactic card or lowest order count. So we have 2 tactics card up. So we have line command or the counterattack, which would not make sense to play, of course. And then we have the outflanked. So we can actually do either the line command or outflanked. I think I then go with plan A, trying to get this guy in turn 1. So I will actually play the outflanked. And with that card, I can also put some fire on this flank as well. And this is not too bad of a start, actually, to get the outflanked. We could get these guys into heavy fire and then also hopefully get that bow unit and open up this flank really. So I'm gonna actually order these 2 cavalry units on this flank, and then I will move them like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So these guys cannot retreat now. So I'm hoping to roll a few flags and maybe hits. That guy will just stay, but the auxilia will move down 1. Okay, let's start actually over here. So we're gonna throw some stones against those guys. They are not supported up there, but they can ignore 1 flag because we are attacking through the front of the ramparts. Nothing. Then we throw some javelins from the auxilia as well. And with that we hit. So these guys will sneaking up in the snow, falling snow, and actually hitting some sentry guards there. Okay, pretty good. Then we have the more important attack actually. So we're gonna try to get these guys now. We attack from, I don't know if it matters, maybe it does. Let's take this one first. And this time, you know, they cannot get the protection from the ramparts because we are attacking from the rear. So this was a good roll actually. We got the flag. They cannot ignore the flag because we are attacking from the rear, and they cannot retreat. So you actually take 2 losses. Really good. Second attack, 2 dice. I'm hoping for another flag. Then we got what we were. Then our plan is going just as we wanted, but unfortunately they rolled really bad, that second cavalry unit there. We didn't get that guy. That sucked. But, well, yeah, I had hoped to get the flag there, to be honest, but that's how it is. So let's see what the Romans can counter with then. So we have a leadership in this section in A, and we have light troops in B. And this is a C or lowest order count. So we're gonna see what we have in slot C. So it's 3 units right. We could fire back here. Or, let's see, C or lowest order count. So that would be, this is 4 units. This is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we cannot play the light troops. We need to play the 3 units right or leadership any section. Well, that would be a leader plus 3 units. Maybe we should do that. Let's do that. Let's play the leadership. any section. So we will actually take these guys and then 3 units. 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to start moving towards the defenses now with these legionaries, and these guys will stay and attack out there, I believe. Yeah, let's do that. So yeah, okay. So let's see how we can get the maximum out of this. We'll start here. I will not move these guys, I believe. Or maybe we could. No, I don't see the reasoning of doing that right now. Nope. So we start attacking here. These guys will of course evade. So we get 4 dice. Looking for some greens. No greens rolled, so the cavalry got away. They were running back to the ditch here. That was this guy, so this guy will not have any attacks. Then we're gonna throw some javelins. We start from here, 2 dice against that light cavalry. Nothing. Then we'll... Actually, these guys will have 0 dice, because even ranged combat is -1 out of these camp hexes, so they cannot attack since they only get 1 die in ranged combat. Okay, not super good, but the important thing is actually that we are marching towards to man the defenses now. Okay, Spartacus. That's a D or E. So we got a coordinated attack or a mounted charge. Okay, so it would be 1 in each section, or we could do a mounted charge. Maybe we should do that now while we can. This could be fun. We should attack someone who's not supported. First of all, I'm gonna attack. I'm gonna make sure these guys. Yeah, so of course I play the mounted charge. That was the plan. Then I need to attack someone who's not supported. I'm gonna actually ride up here and attack that auxilia. Oops. Here we go. So first of all, we attack here. Now it's 3 dice. By the way, did I forget to battle back there? I think I did. Let's do that roll against these guys. Maybe we got a hit actually on those guys. No, we didn't. I think I forgot to battle back here. So we have done it now. No effect, that's good. So now let's attack here. 3 dice. Okay, we got 1 hit. And by the way, I think I forgot to battle back the first time as well. Let's roll for that as well then. Yeah, that was a miss. I'm happy for that, because then we don't have to do any adjustments, and maybe that could have changed the plan, you know. So now it's a battle back for this attack. 2 dice again. Nothing. Okay, it was the first guy. So the second guy attacks, 3 dice. And they hit. So we got these guys eventually, and the first victory banner for Spartacus. So I'm gonna actually... Let's see. I'll stay there. Then I'm gonna dare to attack the auxilia here with 3 dice. I'm hoping to get a hit and maybe a flag so they get away, you know, and don't battle back. No hits, but we got the flag, so at least we pushed them down from the ramparts. they cannot ignore that flag since, you know, we attacked from the side. Here we go. So we have pushed back the Romans a bit, taking control here. The cavalry is swarming around, and they have gotten these light bow unit here and first banner dealt. So now maybe Spartacus could launch that plan to build a screen here and remove some troops out of that flank. Let's see. Let's replace the card in slot E, and then we'll see what the Romans can do. That's a C or lowest order count. That would be 3 units right or light troops. Light troops or 3 units over here. So, that's not what I want to see as the Roman player, to be honest. But let's play the light troops then. That would be equal to my command, which is 5. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's actually all the lights I have. So I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna man the defenses again and attack. Then what? These guys will of course only stay. I'm just wondering if I should do something here. Maybe just move them a bit closer so we can prepare for some action against those light cavalry. That's it. So I'm gonna attack on the ramparts. These guys will of course evade, but we'll roll our 3 dice. No hits. So they go straight back, or they could actually go here. No, let's go there. Okay. Then we're gonna throw some javelins and all that. So let's start here. Auxilia against that slave auxilia. No hits. Then we have the bows. Let's target their bows. 2 dice. And that's a hit. So these guys are... Oh, actually this was slingers, not bows. That's the first block removed from the slave army, actually. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. This is unfolding a bit different than I was expecting. We still have 1 battle to do, so these guys will attack those guys. 2 dice. Miss. Yeah, this is these guys are harassing and holding the Romans back a bit, I feel, but let's see. Let's see. We are, on the other hand, we are close to manning those ramparts. But it's the slave army who go next, so we'll see if they can manage to, you know, come nearer to that rampart now. So it's an A, B, or C. So let's reveal that card as well. So we have 3 in the center, we have a counterattack, we have a line command, and we have a 2 on the left. I think I do the line command now. I'm gonna march as much as possible of my troops and fire some as well. All these guys. All the way here. The only guy who is not ordered is that slinger unit there. So let's see then. I can only go 1 hex, so let's just start marching forward towards the woods. Here's Spartacus himself, marching with his trusted infantry. Let's move these guys sideways. behind that light cavalry there. Move up the Gauls. I think these are Gauls. And let's wait with those. Should we march up with those guys or should we throw some javelins? Let's see if we are lucky with the javelins. I would stay there and throw some javelins against that bow unit. Nothing. That's it. But we are now closing in here. A big mass of people moving slowly towards that woods. Probably I can, can imagine the snow falling down. The Romans are not really quite seeing what happens here. Maybe seeing some shapes in the distance. And hopefully for Spartacus, these guys are quiet, moving quietly just towards that woods, trying to, and hoping that the Romans will not notice. So let's see. Romans will now respond. With a D or E card. That's an order mounted. And left leadership, we don't have that. So that will be a unit of my choice then, or we could do all the mounted. I think we might do that. Maybe we should scare off that light cavalry now. So it's 5 mounted units. We can take these guys. So let's play the card first. And then, I mean, I want to save these, probably the left leadership. I'm planning to move some Romans over here, So eventually I'll hopefully have a leader here that we can, so we can maximize that card later on. So let's see. These guys will actually move 1, 2 into the woods, so they cannot battle. Normally light units can battle when they enter woods, but it's not counting cavalry. Then we have these guys, they will attack. These guys will just follow. Here we go. So these guys will now attack here. They will evade. No hits. Another successful evasion by the slave cavalry. Okay, but they're slowly getting rid of the harassments here and they can, fulfill the plan to man the defenses. But, well, they're a bit more close than the slave army, but there might be a hard fighting over these soon. Okay. Spartacus' turn. Tactics card or lowest order count. We have 1 tactics card, that's a counterattack, which would be order mounted. Well, these guys are not supported now. That's interesting. So, a flag would inflict hard losses on them. But on the other hand, so what would be the lowest order count? That would be 3 in the center, 2. We have 3, 2, 3. That would be 2 on the left, actually. I had to play. So it's over here. So we're kind of losing a turn here, which is kind of bad. That sucks a bit, to be honest, but I don't think I want to play the counterattack to play a mounted. It's not that important right now, so we need to play the 2 left. Too bad, but we need to. So I'm gonna continue here with just firing, against that. That's hoping to get the hits I need. So let's start with the slingers this time. 2 dice. Nothing. Same target with the Auxilia. And there's the hit we've been long looking for. So we are... Yeah, it's a war of attrition going on here on this flank. Romans. C, D, or E. 3 right, 3 center, or the inspired left leadership. So I won't play the leadership, so it will be 3 center or 3 right. And I'm gonna play the 3 center because I will continue up the ramparts. So I'm gonna order my 3 legionaries. These guys are moving up here. It will attack the light cavalry. He will man the defenses and attack. And here we'll go up and throw some pilla. Attacking here first. The light cavalry tries to evade. Got 1 hit. We go. Let's go here. Okay. We cannot gain ground. Then we're gonna attack here. That's bad. That's really bad for the slave army player now. We don't have... That was bad. We cannot evade now. So 4 dice, we can ignore 1 flag. And we are adjacent to a leader, so we got... Thanks to that, we got 3 hits in. 3 leaders symbols rolled. So this cavalry goes down. They have done their part and get just, you know, kind of stuck in these ditch with the cavalry. So we got the banner for the Roman player. We won't gain ground. We just stay here. And then we have a pilla throw to do. We're going to do that against Spartacus and his trusted warriors with 1 die. But that's a red. Okay, things are getting a bit serious now, for sure. So slowly Spartacus is doing his... Actually, we had this guy previously as well. Sorry, I forgot about one thing when I did the movement, the mounted. I would move these guys up, actually. I'll do that now. Sorry about that. So I think I'll end the session here. So we are, as I said, slowly seeing Spartacus doing his plan A, trying to get the troops into the woods, but the cards recently have not been supporting that too much. Been some harassment fire happening over there instead, but hopefully can continue with that next turn. The Romans have pretty much fulfilled what they wanted to do. They have cleared this immediate area against the woods from the light cavalry harassing, even killing 1, and maybe more importantly, getting the heavier troops up the ramparts to man the defenses before the onslaught. And of course, well, there is a dilemma still for the Romans. I mean, if we man the defenses, we don't have that much troops here. Maybe we are relying on the cavalry to do the fighting over here then. But 2 of them are lights, so I'm not sure if that's a good choice. Thinking about maybe we should actually move these guys in that direction instead. But I did already a late, movement with that, so let's keep that. Didn't really have all the information at that point when I should have done that move. So let's keep that as it is. And let's see how the Romans can cope with it. I mean, I must say the first session looked good for the Romans. They have gotten the most out of it. Even though we have a good bunch of Romans also, lighter troops in the dead pile over there, and 1-1 in banner count. But I think when the mass started to press on here, the Romans will be in trouble. I feel like that will be the scenario happening maybe in the next session already. So by that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it so far, and let's see if we see some even heavier action happening in part 2. Bye for now.